Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to FranTastic InSights, where we provide insights from some of the coolest people in franchising. My name is Alesia Visconti. I am the president and CEO of FranServe and Franchise Dictionary magazine. Now, FranServe is the largest franchise consulting organization in the world, and our mission is very simple. We help change people's lives through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchisors and franchise consultants, all who help their candidates explore franchise opportunities. Now, today, I'm very excited. I have Christina Chambers. She is the Executive Vice President in Franchise Development for InXpress. And Christina, welcome to our show.
Thanks, Alesia. Great to be here.
Wonderful to have you, and happy December.
Yes. Happy end of this crazy year.
Yes, indeed. Now, Christina, I would love it if you could share with our audience a little bit about what InXpress does, what the brand's about, and your role with the company.
Sure. Well, my title kind of says it. I'm the Executive Vice President of Franchise Development. So my role is to help recruit in right fit franchise candidates to help grow our network. And InXpress is a business-to-business franchise. We're in the global shipping and logistics industry, which sounds a little crazier than it might be. But really, our franchisees are home-based, and they build a residual income business by helping other small to medium-sized businesses with their shipping needs. And as a global company, which we're in 14 countries with just about 400 franchisees. We generate enormous group purchasing power with all of those large shipping carriers. And so our franchisees get the benefit of seriously discounted shipping rates they can pass along to small businesses that wouldn't have qualified for those otherwise. And when you combine that with the local service that our franchisees provide versus those awful long hold wait time 800 numbers that people are used to, it's really an unbeatable value proposition for customers. And then every time those customers ship something, our franchisee makes money as a percentage of that shipping cost. So for under $100,000 investment to start this business on the front end, those long-term residuals build to a much larger gross profit number than you would ever think possible in a franchise business. It's pretty incredible.
It sounds it indeed. And did I hear you correctly? You started off by saying that it is a home-based business?
It is, yeah. Set us up very, very nicely for this year. So, in 2020, there really was no serious pivoting, which is the term of the year, right? That our franchisees really had to do. Always home-based, even with their teams. When they build a team and they scale up their business, usually through hiring remote salespeople. So it makes it something that, is easy to build even in pandemic times.
Yes, and I tell you now, more than ever, I think people have a real eye for that, a real awareness for that. So that's awesome. Sometimes when I ask this question, Christina, I get the answer of everywhere, but I'm still going to ask it anyway, because you never know. Now, in terms of markets where you're looking to reach and expand, are there certain areas that are hot for you or that you're looking to penetrate now more than others? What's your, where are you looking to grow right now in terms of the market?
Sure. Well, I'm going to flip your question around just a little bit and say this is actually one of our unique differentiators, especially in our industry and in other industries. We don't have exclusive, restrictive territories. So franchisees can start their business anywhere and sell to businesses anywhere in the U.S. It really allows for unlimited growth potential and allows our franchisees to grow as large as they want. And we definitely support that. Now, with that said, we do have about 450, we call them primary marketing areas we've identified to target for growth. And each one of those contains at least 10,000 qualified businesses, meaning not hair salons and grocery stores, but true businesses that we could support from a shipping standpoint. And really, those just provide good targets for marketing campaigns and obtaining lists of businesses to call on. But still, anybody can call anywhere. So I'd say, unfortunately, no, I can't tell you that there's any hot market. I can tell you that we've got franchisees in, small corners of some states, but they've been able to build big businesses just by calling out and then going door knocking, maybe in a local metro area. But for the most part, no, we're wide open.
So I'm just going to make sure I understand. You're home-based and no territories. Do I have it right so far?
You got it right.
Sounding very good, Christina. Very good indeed. Now, what traits do you look for in a franchise owner? You know, we're talking a little bit about, you know, your franchising and expansion. What do you look for to be a successful franchise owner with you guys?
Well, since we're an outbound consultative sales business, you know, we really look for franchise owners who are not afraid to pick up the phone or to knock on doors in the interest of helping other small business owners. And I will say, you know, our successful franchisees are those who have that salesperson competitive spirit and that resilience to keep going, even when doors are slammed in their face, either literally or figuratively. And ultimately for us, you know, beyond just having that desire to step into that sales role, we really look for franchisees who fit with our corporate culture and our stated GREAT values. And GREAT is an acronym. It's not just a qualifier, but GREAT stands for gives back, results oriented, energetic fun, being all in, and targeted improvement. And gives back really is the biggest one for us. It doesn't just mean supporting charities or those less fortunate than us, but it also means giving back to each other. Our franchisees are a very highly collaborative network and they help each other to win more business. It's really for our franchise, we're in that all boats rise with the tide mentality. It's really, really true in our case because the more revenue that each franchisee can obtain, the higher our discount rates get with the carriers. And then ultimately, everyone can benefit from that kind of profit margin that they have the potential for. So, you know, we all compete for bragging rights. We are salespeople ultimately, and rankings to attend our annual Top Gun trips. But it's fun competition. It doesn't take away from that truly collaborative nature of our network. So, you know, any candidates who feel that those great values really apply to them, those are the kind of people we're looking for.
That is awesome. Now, one thing I did not hear was that they had to have shipping background. Now, is that something, you know, the industry, do they have to have a long career in that in order to be a strong franchise owner?
No, our top most successful franchise owners never knew anything about logistics or shipping. That's where our training comes into play. Really, again, this is a consultative sales business. Shipping just happens to be the product that we sell. And that's what we train on. That's what we have that support around. I think our number one franchise owner in the US, his background was selling home audio video systems. Our number two, she was a pharmacist and then a pharmaceutical sales rep, I think medical equipment sales, things like that. So no, it's anybody who's got that energy and that desire to truly dive into a consultative sales business. We train them on the rest.
So I think our audience just had an aha moment, right? Because now that they're hearing that they don't need to have that kind of background, it appeals to them even more. So I will say that, audience, you know, listeners, keep an open mind because you see, you don't even have to have that industry experience. That is the beauty of a franchise system, is that they do the training and the support and teach you best practices. So you see, just as Christina says, their top franchisees did not have that background either. So again, I think everybody's having a little of an aha moment at right now. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys also do a veteran discount, right?
Absolutely. We love veterans. Some of our best franchisees came in as veterans. I think across franchising in general, you're going to hear the same thing. Veterans know how to follow a system. They know how to follow a process. They're very disciplined. You know, they've got that grit that we look for. And so we absolutely love to give back. We are part of Vet Fran. We give the franchise fee discount and we welcome veterans with open arms.
Yes, and I will say I applaud you for doing that. I am on, of course, the International Franchise Association's Vet Fran Committee. So we thank you for that discount, and to our servicemen and servicewomen, we thank you for your service, truly. So great to hear about that discount. Thank you so much, Christina. Now, I'd like to go a little bit deeper now and talk about, you know, one of my favorite hashtags on social media. I probably use this hashtag more than I even do my own company, but it's Franchise Strong. And I'm very, very passionate about it because to me, that hashtag, you know, Franchise Strong embodies everything that we're talking about. It embodies, you know, the franchise family in that the support for franchisees, for other franchisors, for suppliers, for everybody in the community to succeed and do well. And we know as franchise consultants that there are so many people who want to open their own business, be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. They're a little nervous. How do I get started? And of course, franchising is such an ideal model for that because you have all of that support and experience around you. So that is one of the reasons why I so strongly believe in the hashtag of Franchise Strong. It just represents this diehard community that, COVID or no COVID, economy up, economy down, like whatever the circumstances, we are all dedicated to the franchisee's success and to one another's success. And that is why I so strongly believe in it. But I would love to hear, Christina, what Franchise Strong means to you and to your brand.
Sure. And we wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. And we really take to heart the idea that franchise ownership in general can provide strength and control to people's lives. And even more so in these uncertain pandemic times with layoffs and everything else going on in the world today. And really going back to what I just said about our corporate values and that idea of banding together, of giving back to each other, having that strong franchisee support network is absolutely central to our collective success. And we foster that beginning with our initial training program even. And we have subject matter expert franchisees actually leading our learning sessions. We have a mentorship program. We have weekly best practices sharing conference calls. It is all about support. It's all about supporting each other in our growth. And we don't just believe this makes us hashtag franchise strong, but I think our results and our success over the years, and specifically in 2020, when we're actually up over 2019, it all proves it. Franchise strong is not just a hashtag, it should be a way of life, and we embrace that fully.
I so agree, and I will tell you, we have seen so many people who, have almost received a wake-up call that, they realize that corporate America or their jobs are just not what they want them to be, or they don't want to go back to, a big office, or they don't want to do the commute. They realize that, their priorities have changed, and franchise ownership, is just, as you said, a wonderful opportunity for people to take back control of their lives and plan for their future. And, if the one thing that we hear over and over again when somebody becomes a new franchisee, the feedback we hear over, and I'm sure you do too, is, man, I wish I had done this sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. People always are so excited once they cross that step. And I'm sure you see that as well, correct?
We do all the time. And it is interesting these days, to your point, we're talking to some people who say, hey, I've worked at this one company my entire career, whether that's 15 years or 30, 40 years. I thought I'd be here for life. I just got laid off. I don't know what else to do. I need a point of direction in my life. I need a way to not allow this to ever happen again. And we had one candidate who joined, so excited when he came on board, and he said, I'm tired of renting my career. I want to build equity. I want to own my career. And the only way I can do that is through business ownership. And the easiest way to business ownership, where I do have a system to follow, I don't have to rebuild it, and I have a support network around me, is through franchising. And I think we hear that. I've been in franchising for 20 years. I've heard it all the time, but much more so this year than any. And I think that's going to be the sentiment going forward for the foreseeable future.
I agree. I think if there's one true silver lining, it's that people are finding, their career bliss. And as you said, they're not going to be renting their career anymore. That's an awesome statement. So, and I have to tell you, Christine, when you're chatting, and you said you've been in, franchising for quite some time now, but your passion and your excitement comes through, even through Zoom, right? Even through Zoom it comes. So I have to say that I feel it. I am sure our audience feel it. And you can hear that it's important to you and to your brand, in all honesty, to make a real difference in people's lives. So that comes through loud and clear.
I'm glad. And it is absolutely heartfelt. I've been a franchisee too. I didn't just make the Kool-Aid, I drank it too. I believe in franchising. I believe in the way of allowing for the American dream to really, truly happen. It might sound cliched. It sounded cliched 20 years ago when I said it, but it is so true. It's the thing, I think, for those of us who've been in franchising as long as you and I have, Alesia, it's because of that. We want to help. We want to help others, and this is a fantastic way of doing that.
I have to tell you, it's so true. You talk about, kind of, walking the walk. And of course, I started with FranServe as a franchise consultant right before I became the CEO. But when I was a consultant, I still to this day get a Christmas card from the very first candidate that I helped to place. And year after year, she sends me a Christmas card saying how much she, loves what she's doing and how much I changed her life. And, I still, get goosebumps when that happens. And that is the whole community of franchising and the rewards, right, of stepping into it and owning your own business. So yes, I will say your passion comes through, and I think we both are the same. You've been a franchisee. I was a franchise consultant. We both walk the walk, right? So
yep.
it does make a huge difference.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I want to thank you so much, Christina. I know everybody's busy, crazy time of the year, crazy year for heaven's sakes, but we do so appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your FranTastic insights. And audience, I want to thank you too for your time. So, be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can stay up to date with more videos. But Christina, I'm going to turn it over to you now. Any last words before we wrap up today?
Well, first, just thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And it sounds like you could tell from my answers today. I am really, really proud to represent a brand like InXpress that has such a great focus on franchisee success and building great long-term relationships. And it's brands like this, and I'm sure you have many others you've spoken with as well. Look, we all contribute to this franchise industry in general to weather these storms and remain a very strong factor in bolstering our overall economy. So, I'd say to everybody out there, be proud of what you do, because what you do really does make a difference, not just in individuals' lives, but I think in the overall, American life. And I'll say it one more time, #franchise strong.
Love it, Christina. Thank you so much. And I have to say it now. Have a FranTastic day.